Most experts say no recessions in 2026. What that means for you. Hey everyone, I'm David Hiddle, doing business as Shop Kentucky Homes LLC, a real estate specialist with United Real Estate Louisville. Today we are tackling a big question that many buyers and sellers are asking as we head into 2026. Are we headed for a recession? And if not, what does that mean for the housing market? We're going to break down what experts are saying and what you need to know. But before we dive in, hit that like button and the subscribe button if you are invested in making smart real estate decisions, whether you're buying, selling, or just watching the market. Experts say a recession isn't the consensus for 2026. So, despite economic worries over the past few years, the majority of economists and financial leaders are not forecasting a full blown recession in 2026. That is a shift from the anxiety we saw in earlier years when rapid rate changes and inflation concerns dominated the headlines. Instead, what we are hearing from economists today is slowed but steady growth in employment, inflation coming under control, consumer spending holding up, banking sector stability improving. In other words, the economy is not collapsing, and that is important for real estate because a recession historically leads to job losses, falling home prices, buyer pullback, and higher foreclosure rates. But experts are signaling that's not what the data is pointing to for 2026. So, why does this matter for buyers? What does an economy without a recession mean for those buyers out there? Well, here's the good news. Buyers can be more confident. Lenders will be less restrictive than during severe downturns. Mortgage availability remains intact, and home values are not expected to crash. Instead of recession driven price drops, we're seeing normal market shifts, data that's more about balance than collapse. That means whether you're a first time buyer or moving up, you can plan without expecting a steep market downturn to rescue affordability. So, why does this matter for sellers? For sellers, the absence of a recession generally means that prices hold up better, buyer demand doesn't decline sharply, fewer forced sales or distressed properties creating competition, and more predictable marketing conditions. This isn't a hot seller's market like it was a few years ago, but it also isn't a market where prices are plummeting because of economic uncertainty. Sellers today need strategy more than fear based timing. So here's the Louisville insight. Let's bring this into the Louisville, Bullitt, Shelby, Jefferson County perspective here. Local data shows that we have stable prices. Our average and median sale prices for 2025 were solid year over year. They're not plunging, they're not stagnant. They are just steady and healthy. We're also seeing a more balanced market. Active listings are more available than they were a couple years ago, but not so abundant that buyers can demand steep price drops. Absorption rates in our region improved modestly, indicating balance, not slumping demand. And this aligns with expert sentiment that there is no major recession pressure here locally. And that translates to a market that doesn't collapse, but also doesn't overheat. Buyers and sellers can both find opportunities, buyers through choice and negotiation, sellers through strategy and positioning. So, what should you focus on heading into 2026? Well, if a recession is not likely in 2026, what should you focus on as a buyer or a seller? The buyer side, know your budget and lender options. acting when you find a property you love, and looking beyond the small rate swings and examining the overall total costs. I will do that with you. For sellers, price it smart. Highlight the features that buyers want. Get expert market exposure and prepare for balanced negotiations. I help with all that as well. It's not a market that is being driven by fear right now. It is one driven by informed decisions. So here's the bottom line. Economists are not widely predicting a recession in 2026, and that means housing markets are expected to continue in a balanced, resilient way instead of collapsing under economic pressure. If you are thinking about buying or selling in the Louisville area, understanding this lets you plan with confidence and not worry. I am David Hiddle, doing business at Shop Kentucky Homes LLC, your real estate specialist with United Real Estate Louisville. Drop your questions in the comments below because I read and respond to all of them. And I hope to see you in my next update.